With this stretch, you should feel a big stretch through the front of your hip. A lot of people, when they try to do a hip flexor stretch, they'll get a big lean forward here, which you're going to feel a big stretch when you do that. The problem with that is we're not reestablishing the proper alignment through the hips, which is when that hip flexor is tight in the first place. And so instead of just kind of treating the symptom, the tightness there in the hip, we want to help kind of solve that problem so that hip flexor doesn't go right back to being tight after we do the stretch. So instead of that big lean forward, I want you to think about realigning your hips. So if you think of your hips like a bucket of water, most people from sitting all day have a little bit of this sway through their back, which is like that bucket of water dumping water out the front. And so what we want to do is to reverse that. And so instead of the water dumping out the front, we want to scoop those hips underneath so water dumps out the back. Another cue to think about this is instead of here, you want to feel like that back pocket goes down to the back of the knee and the hip bones come up towards the rib cage, because ultimately we want that rib cage sitting right on top of the hip, sitting on top of the pelvis there. Once we're in this position, you should feel that hip flexor stretch. And from here, I just want you to take some deep breaths. So take a deep breath and feel like you breathe into that stretch with each inhale, and then exhale. And with each exhale, I want you to feel like you scoop those hips underneath a little more and squeeze your butt a little bit. So the more the glutes turn on, the more that hip flexor can relax. So deep breath into that stretch. On the exhale, scoop those hips a little more, squeeze that butt a little bit tighter. So with each exhale, you want to sit deeper and deeper into the stretch, but always keep shoulders, hips, and knees right in a line here.